All right. Here we go. How many bodies is this? I think the... Yep, those are voices. Calm down. A little weird how the visions so consistently come from the right side of the screen. That seems like a slightly weird choice. Alright, my sanity is dropping just from being in this room. Just gonna hang out upstairs for... don't need to go upstairs, just gotta wait here for a sec. Alright, let's go all in. The music doesn't exist in this revision mode.
I don't think he's going to tell me much about those monsters.
I assume we're not done here, yeah. Ooh. Hospital response. The disturbing dreams you complained about may be the result of the helminth infestation. Your description of the creatures you see and feel while sleeping is reminiscent of some parasitic forms of life. I recommend you follow the recipe below to prepare an ointment of my own devising. This should ease your symptoms and help you get rid of any and all parasites. Oh, that's all I had to find? Damn it. If I found that sooner than when I found the body, it would have completed the area. And then I would have not had to fight those guys because I would have been done. Because yeah, if it says all evidence completed and then an enemy shows up, I'm just gonna run. Definitely not there to fight it. So they thought it was parasites. That was not ultimately correct, as it turns out. Let's check out letters from Oakmont now that we're in a new area. Nope. None of that around here. We're kind of close to that one. The Call of the Ocean. We can investigate that if we want to. But the big thing is I need to find a waypoint. Yeah. That's really the top priority. Let's go ahead and go on. I'll get closer to that at some point when I'm doing other quests, I'm sure. For now, I just want to find myself a phone booth. It'll be nice when this map opens up a bit and we can start popping from place to place. It's probably not it. It's usually closer to the middle. Oh yeah. There it is on my map. You guys breaking in? What are you doing? Looks a lot like you guys are breaking in. Hospital of St. Mary. There we go. Exactly where I'm trying to get back to. Right, I have the wrong quest selected, don't I? I have the main quest. Because I think I have the main quest selected because that was showing me evidence about a different quest. I have field research. Don't I? Huh. Anyway, we'll just go there regardless. I feel like I might be mixing something up about the maps. We're good. It's fine. I know where I'm going. To report my findings. Spoilers, everybody is dead and there was creepy spider hand people. monsters things. That was interesting how it went, the whole screen went black. Huh.
I called into the shop of your patient. Unfortunately, he committed suicide.
Oh, I wish I could say I was surprised. Sorry for wasting your time.
It wasn't entirely a waste. I found some evidence that sheds light on the origin of those creatures.
For what it's worth, Professor Westerbrook calls them Stygian harvesters. But what is it you found?
Your patient's diary. His dreams became too real, too confronting. He tried to stay awake using stimulants, but those Stygians appeared near him when he slept, as if they were leaking from his nightmares.
A psychic phenomenon or manifestation. How unnerving. I'm afraid he's not the only one suffering from such dreams.
I checked the house of the diseased man, Bell's. His family has turned into those creatures too.
Huh. Fascinating. Did you discover the source of the contamination?
A creature emerged from their sunken basement and transformed them. I think its vomit is contagious.
If so, we must quarantine it. Those Lethian revenants are a huge threat. This city could not survive an epidemic like that.
What did you call them?
Lethian revenants. Oh, you may thank the university professor for the beast's unwieldy names.
I found your studies rather interesting, Dr. Grant. Got more places to search?
What dedication. Thank you. Your findings have been a rich resource for the scientific cause. I've got 2 more places for you. More dangerous, one with huge monstrosities, but I'll prepare a comparable reward.
What about the place with more manageable creatures?
Well, there's a restaurant here with a bad reputation, not for its food, but for women disappearing. The police found nothing. I treated the partner of one missing girl. He arrived here severely injured and told me about the jumping maws.
He was at the restaurant too, I suppose.
Indeed. And what's curious is the place is still open. Please investigate and find out how that's possible.
Just what am I getting myself into?
One of Oakmont's largest stores was closed after the flood hit. A looter tried to break in, but his thievery was, shall we say, interrupted. He was set upon by a huge wild beast and hardly made it out. The question is, with the building locked up tight, how did that creature get in?
By
A huge wild beast. Hello. No. Where does all my can't carry anymore reward go? That's a bummer. I got a bunch of rewards that I couldn't actually put anywhere, I guess. Don't suppose they could put it all in a stash or something. Oh well. Alright, there we go. It'd be nice if they could stash it or something. Otherwise you just lose your rewards. There we go. I don't think I'm in the... I don't know if I'm interested in huge wild beasts. I don't know, I could try crafting 3 Molotov cocktails and throwing those at him, I guess. That's my cap. The bestiary. Westerbrook's Guide, page 1. Research on Oakmont's post-flood fauna by Professor E. Westerbrook, Oakmont University. Part 1. Stygians. Locals brought me several kinds of the creatures, saying they just appeared in their homes. The exemplars have multiple limbs with human-like palms. They are resistant to poisons and acids. Only one breed, the Stygian harvester, is aggressive. It has a claw-like stinger that can cause grievous wounds. The rarest breed of Stygians is the smoker. It emits huge amounts of fumes, then lurks among them. That's the rarest breed? I saw a bunch of them last time. But I'm fascinated by a Stygian weaver. Somehow it can restore the tissues of other wild beasts. No, there's one that heals the others? Great. Part 2. Lethians. The Lethians' forms resemble humans. After numerous autopsies, I can state with confidence that there are multiple pathogens which cause these mutations in human victims. Their bulb-like colonies act like additional hearts, ensuring the flow of lymphatic liquids filled with bacteria. The fluid is gathered in the former's human stomach, and may then be expelled by the Lethians with an immense force. The less studied immortals have rapid regeneration, and I have received reports about wraiths that disappeared. It's a really horrifying visual, yeah. Their hands being permanently fused with their face, trying to hold this crevice open, which then they just vomit out of. There's really no win at any part of it. I'll check out the restaurant. Seems like a less devastating thing to try looking into. The other one just seems brutal. Dr. Grant asked me to investigate an ill-famed restaurant located on the Eastern Reed Heights on Willow Lane between Harold and Bullock. Eastern Reed Heights. Ah, new territory. Willow Lane. Between Harold and Bullock. There's Bullock. So Willow must be Willow. Harold. Huh. Between Harold and Bullock. I guess this is Willow Lane. So this is all Willow Lane. Harold just is right here. So Harold stops right here, I guess. So this is roughly where the restaurant is. Yeah, this V was throwing me off. I'm like, what's going on here? But this, you can see that Willow continues in other areas. Might as well map the other one. It's let's see here. Western Reed Heights. Ward Street. Hey, there we go. Between Bourbon and Sam Reed. That sounds like a reference or something, right? Sam Reed. That sounds like a name that I would know for some reason. Bourbon and Phillips? Sam Reed. There we go. Those are super far from each other. They're listed as being the same district, but they're essentially on opposite sides of the map from each other, practically. Really spread out. So if I want to go on a trip to the suspicious restaurant, which is apparently still running, I'm gonna have to go for a trek. Let's see. Makes sense to start here, I suppose. Yep. We'll definitely be getting some map exploration done. Yeah, I've never been to Advent, I've never been to Old Grove. Never been to most of these places, really. And now I'm about to thread the needle between two of them to go to the place behind them. I'm still nervous about traveling by boat everywhere. It feels like at any moment we could have a bad surprise, and I could have my Ahab moment of just bad things coming at me from the water. We want to go north. Okay, I'm still facing the right way. Okay. Wasn't quite making sense of it for a second there, but we're good. Is this where I hit the guy with the shovel? I think it is. I hit him with a shovel and he wasn't happy about that. But he was beating on somebody else. So I'm like, hey, you, cut that out. And then he had a shotgun. So things escalated. I mean, I escalated things too, but things got extra escalated. Because we went from bare fist to shovel to shotgun. Hope you guys enjoyed your little river rafting ride. We're about to have a very relaxing boat ride through the middle of town. Hope you guys enjoy sightseeing. Those are surprisingly clean-looking American flags, given everything else. Really, it's just surprising to see a splash of color. It's kind of interesting because, like, this is another kind of old horror thing. We're kind of already there. Ish. The Lovecraft stuff. But, it feels a little rare in that it's, like, distinctly American. In a way that I don't really usually associate other stuff with being American. A lot of the really old, tropey horror stuff, I mean, I usually associate with being completely outside. Often English or something. Or entirely different cultures. But if I remember correctly, Lovecraft lived in the United States, and his stories tend to take place there. I think he lived in, like, Maine? Like Stephen King? If Massachusetts. Dirigible airships, a flight into the future. It might be that door. Yeah, the suspicious restaurant. That type of overhang is often at a restaurant. Maybe. Smaller ones, you say? Y'all aren't even reacting to this? I didn't think they can come out. I wasn't happy about that at all. Where'd he go? Restaurant's still in operation, you say? I'll do something about that. Oh boy. Ah, I didn't mean to press that. Ah, shit, I'm about to die. And they're gone. That's trippy. The moment you look away, they just cease to exist. Woohoo. Makes you wonder whether the creatures exist or not when I'm sitting here shooting horrible monsters and in the background they're like, he's gone mad! Oh my goodness! He's done lost his goddamn mind! Sir? Okay, maybe I have gone mad. Look at this. Would a sane person do this? I just killed him with a melee attack through a door. Alright, I'll take it, because that was a lot of resources. Ooh. I can't even craft any more bullets. Oh boy. Help. Formal invitation letter. Dear Mr. Throgmorton, it is my pleasure to invite you to a tasting of exclusive and exquisite dishes, which will be taking place at the Count Ugolino restaurant in 2 weeks' time. This is a closed event and only the most honorable guests will be in attendance. I hope you will join us. Sincerely yours, A. Myers, Chef. They appear to still be in operation. Check how this is possible. It's not. They're not in operation. This place is fucked. Staff needed. Count Ugolino restaurant is preparing to reopen. Kitchen hands, dishwashers, waiters, and waitresses needed. All interested parties should come to the Count Ugolino for an interview with Chef Armin Myers. Staff needed. Yeah, those every category of staff basically, except for chefs, I think. Like yeah, that's because they probably lost all their people to the murders.
The blood is still fresh.
What have you done? What have you done? Please don't spawn more guys. I'm not really prepared for that right now. Okay, maybe it is kind of an operation. It is one of the nicer looking places we've ever seen, and there's like, there does appear to be like food here and there. It's just baffling because I got assaulted by an armada of monsters when I came in. Mysterious disappearance. People have started to look into the disappearance of several young women in Advent. Witnesses say they saw the missing victims visit the Count Ugolino restaurant, but the police investigation found nothing illegal. Chef Armin Myers rejects all accusations and of impropriety. Yo, don't go to that restaurant. People, it's stealing people. They're probably cooking them up. They're the best pies in London.
The door won't budge.
Ruh-roh. Uh-oh. Then how does one check out down there? Ooh. Very riskily, one might say. All right, come at me. Hey, chefy boy.
These aren't your typical kitchen utensils.
Oh, I believe he's been a naughty boy. He definitely seems to have been cutting up people.
Well, I don't think the health inspector will be pleased.
Can you be a little bit more tormented by this Lovecraft game, protagonist? Oh boy. Oh boy. Sir. Uh-oh. Ow. That hurt. Alright. We're not gonna we're not gonna be having any megalomaniacal rants from this guy about what he's been up to. Definitely went straight for the shot. Oh, she just died. Dang it. Recipe for human meat. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Cut the flesh from the young woman's hip into 4-ounce pieces. Then pound each one to a thickness of 1/3 inch. Season with black pepper. On each steak, lay 1 slice of cheese, a few leaves of sage, and 2 slices of prosciutto. Roll into pinwheels. Heat the oil in a large skillet over medium dark heat. Quickly brown the pinwheel on the outside. I hope my new patrons enjoy the dish. You were a naughty boy. Yep. Getting voices again. We're gonna wait for my brain to calm down. Anthropophagia. I was always sure my dishes could not be matched. Those who taste human flesh always crave for more. It is difficult to find enough meat for my patrons. They spend all their time hiding in the basement, pleading to be fed again. Today, I went downstairs and saw how the patrons had changed. They love my cooking so much that their bodies have adapted to consume more. I cannot let them down. I must post new ads in the Oakmont Chronicle. My funds are running low. Guess I'll have to find a new, prosperous patron to support my business. Uh-oh. So we basically just saved Throgmorton's life if he was planning on following up on that. Because his next goal was to ask Throgmorton to come in. It opens from this side. So he wanted Throgmorton to come in here and partake. At which point he would have apparently gone insane or transformed and become one of these creatures, seeking more and more human flesh, with the final outcome being him eating people. Well, I guess this place is officially closed. That's where he was feeding the creatures.
My esteemed patrons, presenting my latest delicacy. Don't be greedy. Don't hurry to eat, please. You'll always be my most well-regarded clients.
I said women are disappearing, but that was definitely a man's torso in the picture, which throws me for a little bit. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, case solved. More importantly, person solved. He's gone. That's done with. That issue is resolved for now. Go ahead and get rid of this. Blink. There we go. Now we just need to find ourselves any local waypoint. Any luck? Nope. Might have to just pick a direction to run for. Oh, there's one. Definitely want to find one at least on this landmass if I can. So it looked like he was just chopping people up and they were just scrounging on. They're just devouring their bodies. Like raw. But he had this whole recipe. It was a little confusing.
Extra. All the news that's fit to print.
I keep thinking people like this are characters I can interact with, but there's just very large crowds mostly.
Please help a fella out. I'll take anything you got.
This is a hell of an image to juxtapose. Can you help me out, buddy? Penny, just a little bit of money, and then he's just got like a bin of human remains on his back. It's really, I don't, what in the world?
All the news that's fit to print. Buy a paper, mister.
So I'm guessing that that's the first taste, right? Is that he sucks them into wanting, yeah, that's where I was. I'm guessing that's the first taste, is that I'm sorry, I'm trying to navigate here. There we go. He does the whole pinwheel thing where he carefully cuts it up and tenderizes it and browns it and so on with the human flesh the first time, and then that starts the process of converting his other victims, because he's got two victims. One is the people he cuts up, and the other victim is the people that he turns into food and all that. Sorry, I said the same thing twice. One is the people he cuts up and turns into food, and the other people is the people he serves the food to, which then turn into monsters. So the first time he goes through the effort of making a nice meal out of it, so that they don't realize that they're being tricked into eating human flesh, and then they turn into horrible monsters without even knowing what they were opting into.